Hey everybody, welcome to Yellow Dog Farm. This is a little different video that I'm going to do today. I'm going to do a quick review of our gate controller. There's a ton of people out there that have given me great advice on YouTube, so I thought I'd share some of it. So come on in. For those of you that have been thinking about getting a powered gate or a remote control gate for your farm or wherever you live, they are just amazing. They're such a game changer, and now they can also be programmed to your car. So my truck has a programmable button, and I was able to learn the automatic controller, and it worked great. There's a couple of key things that I think you should really know about. So I'll go ahead and share those with you. This isn't an install video. I won't be installing the gate controller, but I'll go ahead and share it with you and talk about what worked really well and what didn't. Okay, so here's the entrance gate to the farm. You can see it's a 14-foot gate. So one of the key things that I learned is to really solidly install that gate post. We ended up putting a new one in. The previous owners had a different post, and so this one's a 6x6, and it's as deep into the ground as you see sticking out there, and it's concreted in. A lot of people tamp in their posts with dirt, including us, but with this one we concreted it. We had a little bit of a mishap. I'll show you the picture, and we actually had our old gate torn off of the post. Somebody came in with a piece of equipment and hooked it, so we went ahead and changed that. So the first thing is, I just can't emphasize enough how much you really need to make sure that your gate installation is solid before you do the controller. The other thing that I'll share here is that we put in a keypad so that when we have friends that are coming over, they can just go ahead and punch in the code, or also the people that do the garbage collection. And of course the UPS guy is in and out of here all the time, so long live Amazon. But this is how we let everyone get in. They tap in the code, hit send, and it's just like one of the radio controlled controllers that I'm holding here. So it works great, and it programs super easy. It's just a quick holding up of the remote control against the unit, and then just follow the instructions, and you'll see that it's really easy to handle. The other thing that we love about this specific gate controller, and they all do them, is that you can see, if you look down there, that's our driveway, and the farmhouse is actually about a quarter of a mile away. So there's no way we're going to string power that far, and we don't have power up here at the gate. So this unit is solar powered, and I've seen that most of the people that install openers these days are solar powered. Now the mistake we made is that we tried to put it on this post right here in the beginning, so the sun would come through the cut of trees here, and it would shine on the solar panel, and it wouldn't charge long enough. So the gate would only open and close every so often. So we tried moving the solar panel to this holder that you see right here, thinking that it would get morning sun coming through, and it still didn't get enough light. So we went ahead and we installed the solar panel out here in the light, and it gets a ton of daylight now. It's just a very small panel, but it works just great. So one of the key things is make sure that thing gets sun all day long. Stretch it out as far as you need to, but make sure you're getting plenty of sunlight. It's a little overcast here today, but you can see it's still getting hit with sunlight. So now I'll go around to the other side so you can see how the all of the mechanics work on it. Okay, here's the back side of the gate. We decided to purchase a Ghost Controls gate opener. There was nothing magic about Ghost Controls other than they were at the local hardware store here by the farm. I did my research on YouTube, of course, and found out that it was a fine system, so I went ahead and purchased it. When we bought the controller, the battery box, and the remote control, it was about $600. The gate itself is super easy to install. The directions are really simple. I mean, the key thing is to make sure that the gate itself is installed really well and that you're not going to have problems there. Another key thing is to make sure that you line up the gate opener or the arm so that it'll be level with the middle of the gate. And just for all the physics that are involved, that's what works best. Our neighbors have a double gate, and they went ahead and installed it at the top. It seems to work fine, so I don't know that it's that big of a deal, but they really emphasize it in the directions. So let's go ahead and take a look at the units. So here's the opening arm itself. It mounts to the post with a bracket that has 4 large bolts that go all the way through the 6x6. So it's a really sturdy mount, and you can see it's got this bracket that protrudes out, and that gives it enough distance away from the gate that it can actually generate some force and open and close it. So it's attached to the gate with these 2 metal, I'll call them straps for lack of a better term, and those straps are going to be a really big deal. If you don't bolt that down really tight and the system wiggles a lot, all of a sudden your gate's not going to close over on the other side, and you're going to wonder, or at least I did, I wondered why it was sitting over here, it was sitting over there, and the answer was that I didn't tighten that tight enough and it was slipping around. So once again, there's the control arm. It just simply pins in to the hardware here, and then there's also a pin right here that goes to the gate. And so if somebody really wants in this gate, it's not all that hard to get in, which quite honestly, that's just fine with me. I want the fire department to be able to get in here. They sell some locks. Sorry about the car. They sell locks called a zombie lock that can go on this end, and it'll go ahead and keep the gate securely locked. And they also have padlocks that go into these pins to keep them from being removed as well. So we haven't had any issues really with people trying to get here onto the property. We do have people that kind of pull in here by mistake, and we would just assume they didn't come down the driveway. So there's the inside of the battery box. We have 2 12-volt batteries installed. It came with one 12-volt battery. We were losing charge mainly because we didn't have the solar panel in a good place. I can't emphasize what a big deal that is. But we went ahead and installed 2, and the system came with wires that would take care of both of the batteries, so I didn't have to buy anything extra other than the battery to put that on. It's a plastic housing that I just screwed to the gate or the side of the posts here on this rail with regular old screws that came with it, so no big deal. Works just fine. So anyway, that's the battery box. No big deal. I'm going to go ahead and close it back up. Now here's the control box. It's got the circuit card inside of it, and it's where you'll do a lot of the settings. Now when you look at it, you'll see that blinking green light. That's good. It means that it's got plenty of power. And you can see here is the wires that go in for the solar panel. So it's really clearly laid out. I'll try to get a good close-in shot. It was super easy to hook everything up into the control box. These wires look a little wonky because I had to go buy some extra wire from the hardware store to be able to stretch all the way out over there to the solar panel. So That's why this isn't as pretty as it could be. But it's really self-explanatory, and the way that you set the gate for its original location is that you go ahead and set it in the open position, and then you go ahead and push this jog close button, and you wait until the gate closes all the way to wherever you want it. You can adjust it, and then you just hit this first set button, and that programs the gate on where to go when it's closing. So it's really easy to do. It's not all that hard at all. And actually programming the gate was probably the easiest. And once again, this is just attached with a few Phillips head screws that you see in the back. So it went in really well. It took me about a day to install the box and the gate and everything that goes along with it. It could be done a lot easier if you get a little bit more organized, and I was back and forth a lot getting tools and figuring it all out. So I have padlocks that I put on these loops that you see here, just so I don't have my batteries disappear. They would have to take the whole box with them. You know, you can't even tell that it's here. You can see our farm sign is right here, so people don't even really know that the gate system is there. You can see the black box protrude a little bit, but we haven't had anybody mess with it or really give us any trouble. So it operates great. When it gets too low, it'll give you a tone and will tell you if the battery's low and lets you know that it's a problem. The one thing that we probably wish we had done is buy a gate sensor. Right now, the way we have the gate set up, it'll open up for us. It'll go ahead and get out of the way, and people can drive down our driveway there and go get in, but then the gate doesn't close itself. So we're thinking about, we didn't put a timer on it because we didn't want it to close and then have to have somebody get out and walk over there and punch in the code again to open it. So we're looking into a sensor that we can put in the road so that when people drive in, it'll go ahead and close, and then they just drive over the sensor and it goes ahead and pops open. So we'll do that research and see how it goes. Overall, we're really happy with this system. Once again, the only problems that we had, and I can't emphasize it enough, is just making absolutely sure that your solar panel is getting enough juice. That's a big deal. The only other issues that we've had with it, once again, are this attachment right here where I didn't make it tight enough. And there's this sweet spot to where you've got it tight enough and you're not crushing the bars of your gate. So good luck finding that spot. I do okay with it sometimes, and sometimes I get carried away. So the gate that was destroyed earlier, I had an issue and I didn't do it very well. So I'd recommend just about any gate controller. I have people that have different brands and they work really good for them. It's just such a time saver and so convenient. So good luck on your decisions. It's really not hard to install. The one thing that I would do differently for installation is that when I did put these fasteners in, I had to go buy a really long drill bit. And that's because it's a 6x6 post. So normally sized drill bits don't fit. And I bought an extender for my spade bit, and it was actually fatter than the drill bit, so that didn't work out. And I ended up buying a foot long 3/8 drill bit in order to get those fasteners through there. So that'd be the only tip that I'd pass on. And other than that, I hope you have a great experience with your gate. Hope this video helped.